Hilary Lisimba Ambani is an avid reader and writer. He studied journalism and mass communication at the University of Nairobi. He also writes a column in the local newspaper dubbed Daddy's Diaries. The Boy with Shoes is his first published piece of work. The Boy with Shoes is about life in the 1980s in Mbale, a small town in western Kenya. Hilary Lisimba Ambani is growing up with a strict disciplinarian mother whom he calls Thatcher, who beat the hell out of him for every infraction he did or did not commit. Hilary tells us how it was to grow up in that era, a time that set pace for the 21st century middle class. When his mother bought him his first ever and only pair of shoes in the whole school, it was his bane. He was an outcast in school and a recalcitrant at home. He wants to wear the shoes, yet he doesn't. He has to, yet he doesn't. The book is a spellbinding narration of how his life was growing up in the 80s, the dreams all children have of becoming anything when they grow up, and the authoritarianism that mothers had on their children. This book is hilarious and relatable.
Good morning to you. My name is Catherine Mwangi. Welcome to Books and Blogs from City Lodge Hotel here at Two Rivers Mall. We thank you for making the time to watch. We're having an incredible book this morning by one of our Kenyan authors. His name is Hilary Lisimba, and I did that because you do not like the Li in your Simba. You prefer Simba. Habari yako?
Sana sana.
Karibu sana kwa program.
Feels as being here.
Yeah? Thank you for keeping us waiting. You are late. You are late. But anyway, I'm glad you're here. We are joined also by two gentlemen who have read this book, The Boy with Shoes. Starting with Brian, Salimia Mafans.
Minito Brian from KTN, Kenya. We do interiors.
So umeanza na ad. Ni sawa tu. So
Yeah.
that's Brian, and then Daniel as well. Say hi to the people.
Hi guys, my name is Daniel Shikuku, IT consultant, Sigma Technologies,
Okay.
and also proud dad.
Oh, a proud father.
Yes.
Wow, congratulations. So you have two fathers there. Brian, ushafika hapo?
I'm still single.
Bado uko
Still
magoti.
You're single?
I'm still single. Single but such an.
Ama uko
Single and
single
searching.
bagi tu
Yes.
hivyo.
Baki hivo?
Hey,
That's
fatherhood
wrong
is
advice
difficult.
coming from you. What do you mean?
See, I'm
Baki-
advising him, I'm helping a brother.
Why you
Fatherhood is not easy.
So are you telling him to be single?
Akai tu hivyo.
You know, my uncle is all on me. Brian, you need to get a wife. Brian, do something on this.
Hey,
So what's stopping you actually? Nini na kunini?
Don't. From a brother. Do not make that mistake.
Ama kuna mtu unaotea mahali na hujapata courage?
I have a crush on that.
Oh, you have a crush.
Huyu akupendi.
Anampeleka tu hivi.
Hampendi? Okay,
I
Hilary.
call her for dinner, for lunch. I will let you know. I will let you know.
That's a very wrong investment. Hiyo ni pesa inaenda. Eh?
Kwa hivyo niwache kabisa.
Hey, hiyo
Acha
pesa nunua curtains
kumchase.
zingine.
Acha kumchase. Gosh,
Nitawacha.
that is wrong.
Hiyo
No,
pesa
don't give
invest
up.
kwa biashara.
Don't give up. Keep chasing. It will come to work for your good. Sawa?
True.
Okay.
I will do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hilary, congratulations on this book.
Thank you.
It's an incredible read.
I'm glad you love it.
Oh my goodness.
I love it myself.
You-
Like sometimes I read and I'm like, wow,
Was this you?
this is a very serious author who wrote this, you know.
Do you know, when I was reading, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is our Kenyan Trevor Noah. Did
Really?
you guys get that impression? The South African
Yes.
comedian.
Yes.
I was
Co-
watching
totally.
him on YouTube, I think,
Yeah.
2 days ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, alafu kuona ni kama he's like Hilary.
Wow.
This guy is just crazy. This guy should have been a comedian.
It's here. The comedy is here.
Yeah.
No, I think he's bringing something into comedy that we don't have in Kenya today.
Yes.
In terms of literature, he's just putting it down, not necessarily out there.
Yes.
Talking to people and making everybody laugh, but the people who don't go to theaters can
Yes.
still be able to get that chance
Yeah.
From the books.
to read
Yes.
and enjoy,
Yes.
laugh, share it with people, and again remember about childhood. You know, the basics is about you know, the best part of this was that I know Hilary personally, and
Oh,
sometimes
For how many years?
no, 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 years, and
That's why you
sometimes
look like brothers.
I
really,
know.
No.
actually somebody have
We
told
shall,
us
we
that.
shall do a DNA after this. No problem.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And at some point, you know, it's very difficult to separate Hilary the author, Hilary the joker, and Hillary the man.
Okay.
Yes, because you'll never know when he's serious. You'll never know when he's making a joke. This is his face.
All the time.
Through, all the time.
Yes. Even when I'm about to collapse and die, this is the face.
This
Even
is
when
the
you're
face.
angry.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now we are getting this history about him, about his life when
Yeah.
he was growing up
Yeah.
and all that. And you see, the best part of this is that as an African child, it's a reflection of each and every one of us life
Yeah.
back in the days.
Yeah.
And I felt, wow,
This
man,
book.
this is the best
Yes.
I've ever read.
Wow. I
Yes.
love that. Brian, how do you know Hillary?
Hillary has been a good friend of mine from Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah, yeah.
I
we
also
met
know
on-
him from Facebook.
Yeah. So I'm a reader. I like,
I'm a very serious individual online. Don't joke.
but he's never serious on Facebook.
He's
Yeah.
not.
He's never
Why? What
really
does he post there?
He's always funny. Some funny things. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a reader. I love reading.
You love reading, yeah.
So I saw the book. Alafu ilikuwa inauzwa pesa kidogo.
Alikuwa anauza how much?
It was 500 per
Kenyans don't have money.
piece.
You can't eat that
So like,
person.
this is affordable.
Yes.
Yeah. So I called him, put my book, but he didn't send my name. He sent some.
And when you call him, yeye ndio anachukua hiyo simu.
Yeah, no, nachukua
Oh, you're
simu.
such a cool guy.
I
Is
know,
that
I know,
cool?
eh?
I was like,
I
you
should
Jama,
maybe get a
yani-
receptionist so that when I pick it, eh?
So I picked the book. The book takes me back to those days when I was growing up.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never thought about those days, but the
Yeah.
book takes me to
Yeah.
those days, from childhood to primary school. Next level misdemeanors,
yes.
this, that, stealing from your neighbors. Yeah. It takes me to
Maybe
took you
majirani
back.
sana.
It took you
sana.
back.
yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. So these are your two Facebook pals, eh?
Yes, yes, yes.
So I felt like this was an ode to Thatcher. Tell us about Thatcher. People think I'm talking about the former British Prime Minister, the late former British Prime Minister, but Thatcher is actually your mother.
Yes.
So by the time you get to the point where you decide, you know what? I need to write about how I grew up, and the focal point is going to be my mother. Exactly like Trevor's book. So, because even Trevor's book, when you read it, Born a Crime, the mother is a central figure. So that's, and then all the humor around it, including how he made it. Same to your book. So I'm like, wow. So it felt so special to me in that regard. But tell us a bit about your mom.
Actually, it's a miracle I'm still alive. Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, okay, I made it.
How did I make it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because every other week, I almost died every other week. I was basically trying to survive my childhood.
But ulikuwa kichwa ngumu sana. Let's admit it.
No, I had to do that to actually remain alive.
To survive.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
You see, Thatcher, my mom, was a primary school teacher.
Okay, first her real names.
Oh, her real name's actually Madam Jane. She was like known in the village. You say Madam Jane and everybody
Famous.
scatters, yes. So, she sometimes took school back home. And you know, primary school teachers were harsh those days. So she would come home and extends, you know, the punishment she left in school continues back home. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So you'd get beaten like for...
Nothing.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Sometimes you get beaten for the next mistake you've not committed.
In your kesho.
Yes, yes, yes. You just, or another day when you make a mistake and I'm not around and I won't see, so I've already punished you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And it's not an exaggeration, Aki Hilary.
No, 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 no. Up to day, I still survive my mother to this day. Like, she still
But
calls me
not
about
through
my Facebook
physical
post.
beating.
No, no, no.
She warns you about your Facebook post.
Yes,
Like she stalks you on
still
Facebook.
she's my fan on Facebook. Like, she's my fan. She calls and it's like, your post sipo.
What?
Yeah.
So does it make you feel like when you're posting inajua mama ataona na kutakuwa na shida? You know that?
I post alafu nangojea simu, najua
Hii lazima atacomment.
hii lazima atapiga simu.
Oh my goodness. Do you ever post pictures of her? Or you keep her private?
I've kept that private.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you prefer it that way. But watu home wanajua ni nani?
Yes.
Okay.
If you just come to the stage and you say, Madam Jane.
Kwa stage too.
Yes.
Wow.
She's that known. But you see, again, a teacher, you touch so many lives because
It's
you
true.
teach everybody.
It's
Yeah,
true.
so-
Yeah. Okay. Brian, you said
Yes.
this book took you back to your childhood. So what aspects of your childhood did it bring up for you?
This guy his mom is a teacher, and he goes anaenda shule ana shida na kwenda shule.
Yeah.
It reminds me I had to be forced to go to school.
You didn't like to go to school?
I didn't like.
Sasa ungekuwa unafanya kazi White House.
I was taken.
Sikutuambia ads zake hapa.
Si kuuza cattle?
My mom took me to school the first day, and the second day I hid in a bush. I did not.
You hid in a bush.
Yeah, I hid somewhere. I didn't make it to school.
I should unfriend you for being a truant.
Tulikuwa natoka shule around saa 7 hapo. So saa 7 mimi nangoja tu wale watu wengine tumerudi nao nyumbani.
Yeah.
Then with time I came to love school.
Yeah.
My mom, most of our friends are teachers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we had Mrs. Luva. She was a great friend. And my mom is born again. So our circle is born again teachers.
Yeah.
They were nice to me. But man, we could be beaten. How do I relate to them?
Because you said, actually before the show started, Daniel was there. He said that his mom was more tough
Yes.
than Thatcher.
Yeah, my mom was more tough than Thatcher.
Uh-huh.
Sababu unaona huyu jamaa kuna siku pesa ilipotea.
Uh-huh.
So there's a time my mom lost money, and guess what she did? She tied my hands. Alafu nipatieni kiberiti. I'm burning these and you're not going to steal from me again. My grandmom came to my rescue.
She was going to burn you.
She was going to burn me.
Aye.
Yeah, I don't know whether alikuwa na itisha, but yeah. And then Hillary,
Had you taken the money?
I don't know. But I remember I used to take money to buy
Small things, eh?
super deep.
Oh, super.
Super deep ni nini? Or the jewel that you dilute?
Yes.
Kill people. Ilikuwa 10 bob lakini unaweka maji.
5
Well,
liter.
yeah. 10 bob. I think I must have bought that thing at 3 bob or something.
3 bob.
Ilikuwa
Yes,
10
yes,
bob.
It was very
Okay.
cheap.
Lakini it can feel like a whole
whole
batch.
clan.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, out clan.
Okay. So wewe ulikuwa karibu kuchomwa.
Nilikuwa karibu kuchoma.
Okay.
Lakini pesa uliiba, si ndio?
Juu ulichukua pesa.
Yes, sema tu kweli.
Yeah. But
Ilienda.
kuna pesa nishaiba haijajulikana hadi wa leo. Let me
Oh,
make a
sasa amejua
confession
leo.
today.
You're confessing here.
So that
confess.
punishment was for that one.
Yes.
Was for that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Hillary, I'm intrigued by your first chapter. It was so an imbecile is born. You were describing yourself as an imbecile.
Imagine.
Why? Who does that? Why?
Hillary does that. I know. Like,
Why would you describe yourself as an imbecile? And then you come and say, oh, your mom was the toughest woman ever.
you see, I'm the firstborn. And you see a firstborn, you're usually the trial and error, like, because no one knows how to do napkins. Your parents do not know things. You are basically, they are trying everything on you.
Yeah.
But you're still expected to come out very well.
Mm-hmm.
Then these parents who didn't have money those days. We had one cow, but it was a black cow. It was a mixture ya grade na hii ingine. So it was hapo katikati. That cow used to look like it will crash when they are milking it. You'd see like this cow is struggling to remain alive. So you know when you come to a family that is still struggling as a baby, you are burdened because they didn't even have money. Then now you've come. So now they won't even have anything, like, because, yeah.
Wow. And that reminds me, like when you are a bit older, this is in the book, what had you guys gotten up to with the caretaker? Remind me his name. Is it your caretaker?
I'm free.
Yeah. So you left the compound, you came back the following day in the morning, the cows had not been milked, because the
That
shed,
was
you
a
went
bit
with the
later.
keys.
You wanted the keys.
Yeah, and I think that's the time your mother cried. The first time you ever saw Thatcher cry. Yeah, so you're talking about that cow That cow that was in that shed.
That one was sold.
That one was
when
sold.
they got some money, you know, when people get some money, they upgrade. So that one was sold.
Oh my goodness.
They now got better cows.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to The Boy with Shoes, because there's a reason for this title, which ties into the time now your mother decided you are going to get a pair of shoes, and you're the only boy in the whole school
Yes.
with shoes.
Yes.
So why did you think it was important to title this book after the shoe story?
You see, from the outside view, it's just a boy with shoes. The bigger picture is, this is the story that actually brought that title. I was the only boy with shoes in that school.
Whole school.
Yes. Okay, apart from the teachers now.
That one.
So I stood out. Like, instead of being positive, it was negative, because the rest were feeling like,
Who do you think you are?
yeah, like
Yeah.
that. Even the teachers used to look at me, they're like, when they ask a question, they're like, the boy with shoes, please answer that. And when you can't answer, they're like, you don't know and you have shoes.
Wow.
Yes, so to me, it looked like these shoes were not a blessing per se.
Yeah.
They were now becoming a source of antagonism against me.
Yes. How did you end up getting these shoes? Give us a story.
She bribed me, by the way. Those shoes were a bribe, actually. She took me to be this thing, because it was a kilimi. Yeah.
Tonsils.
Yes, tonsils.
Uh-huh.
So we went, then we bought shoes. Turns out she was actually preparing me psychologically to go face those
The minor surgery.
Yes. It was not minor. Don't call it minor. That's a very serious. Those guys almost cut my throat.
God, you exaggerate. My goodness. Yeah, but the feeling you had while in that, was it a butter store?
Mm-hmm.
You-
Those were many shoes.
yeah?
Hey, and you know, I was this tiny, then they're just shoes all over.
Yes.
I was like, wow.
It was your first time to see like shoes.
Yeah, like many shoes.
Yeah. In
So-
Mbale town.
Yes. And you know, Mbale only has rats. It doesn't have anything else. Those rats are so big, even cats by they stopped bothering.
How is it possible? How does it have rats and it used to be the place you
Even
guys
the guy
like
who
to-
sells those mchego za panya, he has rats running around him hapo chini.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you get the shoes, you go for your surgery,
Yes. Then they cut my neck. Yes.
and then you have to go to school and deal with the opposition.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So the bigger picture is, from a kid's perspective, it's the gap between the rich and the poor.
Okay.
Basically, you see, when you mature, you start looking at property, shares, those things. Now that's when you know this is wealth, this is poverty.
Yeah.
But from a kid's perspective, that time, a pair of shoes was it's like owning a car, a very serious car right now.
Yes.
So it's basically the haves and the have-nots, that gap
Yes.
and the antagonism,
Yeah.
but now seen from a kid's perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you also have a shoe story yourself?
Yes, I
Daniel?
have a shoe story myself. And just the same way I was explaining earlier, you know, sometimes I'm seated in a mat going about my duties, and I carry the book with me always. It's always in my bag.
Wow.
And whenever I'm seated, I just get into the mat and just check out my book and start reading. And most of the chapters actually is a reflection of me when I was growing up,
Okay.
including the shoe story. Now, I got transferred from my initial school when I was when I was going to class 8. And because of naughtiness, I was taken back to class 6. So,
From 8 to 6.
Yes,
How
I was to
naughty
go-
were you? Those are two
Very.
classes.
Yes.
his is a story for today. Mine might be for
Yours is
another.
another. Okay. Wow.
I was that naughty, and it will be written in my report card every term. Stop being naughty. You can do better. So I think my guardian saw this was not an environment for this young man to grow, so I was transferred to Western. I come from Nyanza,
Okay.
so I was transferred to Western, possibly the environment he grew. So when I was going to class 6, I got my first shoes. And the shoe actually...
In class 6.
Yes, in class 6. So from... So, and you know, when you've not put on shoes for the longest time, actually you are told, widen. I think they spread
Your,
like this.
Your toes.
Yes.
Zina.
zina
Na kama
spread.
rainbow, yani
Ina-
kama rainbow.
Miguu inakaa bata. In
For
short.
real?
Yes. Now,
But a boot.
But
The
you know,
problem-
because you don't have shoes, what will keep them together?
what will keep your toes together?
Yes, because shoes keep your
I thought
toes
they're
together.
naturally together.
No.
No, if you keep walking like this, they check on that shape.
So what happens is this: I get my first shoe, and basically they are not new; they're for my brother.
Okay.
And
also
you see,
hand-me-downs.
yes, hand me down. And you know,
tulikuwa tunavaa.
that is something as an African kid you could not run away from it. Given that I was the last born, and I had 4 brothers ahead of me.
Ahead of you.
So
wow.
I will have a variety of clothes. I will be walking around with
Oversized.
big, oversized clothes. For us, it didn't matter because after all, you are covered.
Were you the only child with shoes in school?
No, you are among the few.
Among the few.
Yes,
So were you picked on?
most of the time.
Is
Especially
it?
now, my guardian was a teacher in the same school,
Yeah.
and that even worsened the situation.
Ah.
Now, my worst scenario was I came from Nyanza, and in our place we were taught in Luo in school up to I think class 4.
Yeah,
You were introduced to the second language when you get to upper class, that is class 4. So I had a problem with communication, especially English and Kiswahili. And in Western they speak a lot of Kiswahili. Yeah? So I will be quiet most of the time, and teachers will pick on me to answer questions most of the time.
Juu umevaa viatu.
Umevaa viatu, you look smart, you look dressed up.
Yeah.
Remember, your guardian is a teacher in the same school, so they want to make sure that their kids look the part.
Ah, okay.
So when the teachers come in school, so huyo kijana Madam Gladys ako wapi? So I would sit at the back to avoid very many questions.
Oh my goodness.
So it will be like a torture.
Yeah.
By the time you get to break time, you get to lunch,
Yeah.
you are exhausted, not because of being in class,
Yeah.
but because of those kind of intimidation.
Ah.
So to us, okay, to me, it was a kind of torture.
wow.
The shoes, the nice clothing and all that.
Yeah.
But you see, for the parent or the guardian,
Yes.
they had a different perspective of you.
True.
And they will not listen to anything you say.
Yeah.
And back to Thatcher, you know, the reflection of him being given the shoes
Yeah.
and being bribed to the next stage was maybe to motivate him
Yeah.
to being one of the best in class, so
Yeah.
that you don't look at life as, when you know, I'm privileged. So you look at others and you say, you know what, I think I'm privileged to be in this position.
Yeah.
And I think I should be best, or be among the best in my class.
But I think a child at that age doesn't look at it as I'm privileged. They look at it like he said in the book. This is a curse. This is a
exactly.
curse. Yeah.
I'm saying for the guardians or for the parent, that is what they want you to believe or to look at.
Yeah.
But for you, you are looking at the relationship between you and your peers
Yeah.
in class, how you are treated. Being best in class, that is not even part of what is happening in your mind
Yeah.
at that particular time. You just want to be in your own world.
But you see, being picked on helped, because now I had to study so hard so that I have the answers, because I knew the moment the maths teacher comes in, I'll answer all the questions.
You're
Yes.
in
Yeah.
for...
So you have to go deep and read
Yeah.
to protect yourself from being beaten and
Right.
being scorned.
Yeah.
So it actually it was a curse, but it helped in a different
So were you a
way.
bright kid in school because of that?
Number one, nilikuwa napewa vikombe, and you know I've been given.
How come you didn't mention that here?
I forgot.
How do you forget?
We were being given, unajua they say ameshinda kikombe. They would give us actual cups, like plastic cups.
Oh, not a trophy.
Trophy shule, guys, and what trophy? With which money?
We used to be given
Cups.
pencils and
Cups, basins.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
big.
Ile uji.
Yes,
Vile
mama.
kubwa walue, ile kubwa
Basins,
umewekewa chai,
plates,
umewekewa chai
vitabu,
flask
and all
mzima. That cup, it was blue. The first one was blue. I had so many cups by the time I finished that school.
But you didn't even say that here.
I forgot. But they gave me cups. Like, they would give me a literal cup, a
So
big
you were
one.
actually a bright kid.
Yeah, I was always number one.
No.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to ask, like, with all this drama that you went through, ulikuwa
I
unasoma?
was always number one.
Haya.
Somehow, yes.
Then if you were that good, mbona mamako alikuwa anakuchapa kila saa?
I have no idea.
See, in that era,
Eh.
moms used to be, moms used to be moms.
Not my mom.
Yeah.
Hey, those moms were
Mimi
terrorists.
sikuchapwa.
Will you grow up wapi?
Si huku Nairobi.
No wonder. You see?
What are you not wondering?
See, you should be a graph, not terrorist.